Alright, standing in front of Hot Tip. We've seen the board in here already, and the discussion about quickly changing the board settings while you're on a location, not having a computer and stuff like that. It got me thinking if there was an easier way, instead of putting the dip switches back on the board and stuff like that, is there an easy way to just change things on the fly? And I was just like, why don't we use a phone and a USB-C cable or something else, right? So I got a USB-C to USB-C. I've got a Google Pixel 7, which has a USB-C for the charging. Most of the phones have that nowadays. But if you needed to, you could totally get an adapter that would be from USB-C to FireWire, Apple, whatever, I'm sure. Even a micro USB. But I'm going to lose my high score to date, which I'm so proud of that score. But you can see here I've got 20 credits in here, which is the max. If we hit the button on the door, that's setting number 18 already. Okay. We'll make it go around to number 1. I set the replay score to 10,000. By using the settings there, and that gives the perpetual credit and hopefully free play. I also have it on 5 balls right now, which is not the default. 3 balls is on the default. So let's give it a try. I mean, I've not tried this at all. I just decided, well, let's give it a go. Let's make a video, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Capacitors like to leave my 20 volts in there all the time. Alright, so we'll put up a USB-C in there. I have no idea. It should work. I've got a folder on here that's got the Hot Tip stuff. And in the settings, I believe this settings might be in there regularly. The other thing is that I have this old school text editor, and it really does look like the old MS-DOS. So we'll open, and I'll have to navigate to where I've got the Hot Tip. Hopefully I can find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I made my own folder. There's the files, and I click on the settings files. Alright, so the settings files right here are all default settings. Cool? Cool. We could change those if we wanted to. So if we upload this to where we need to upload it to, we're going to have to see if we can find our thing. Let's say copy to. Gonna have to find if we've got it. Where is... I didn't have that plugged in all the way. Okay. Can I copy to... okay. Here, this wasn't here a minute ago. I didn't have this mass store or internal storage or the STM32 mass storage. That wasn't there before, and now it's got that. So let's just do that. So yeah, we're gonna copy here. Lost directory, interesting. Okay, we'll just copy there. Okay, so that's copied. We've got flashing. Let's program. My original plugging in of my USB cord wasn't great. I do have a problem on the phone, as I think the USB cord is dirty. I usually, instead of using it for charging, I use the pad charger, so I just lay it down. Okay, so there it is. We'll unplug, close it up, turn it on, audits, and it looks like that's setting number 4, right? So 90,000. No, that should be the first. Oh, that okay. Yeah, okay. 90,000, huh? Seems like it should be 100,000 for the default. That's all right. So let it cycle through. I mean, we don't have to do any of this, but I think that was 3 balls. 150,000 is the default high score to date. And then, like I said, I think 90,000 should actually be 100,000. That's all right. I'm not going to worry that. Turn it off for a couple of seconds. Turn it back on for the game. We have no credits. And high score to date is back to 150. So, at least for me, I could change that. Okay, so now I'm going to swipe some of these notifications away. What we'll do, I can't do the old school editor from the files, right? I have to actually open old school editor. We'll go open here. We'll go settings. And then let's go ahead and change this replay. We'll change it back down to 10. Or no, I guess I didn't. Maybe I did 01, right? Because I think that's per 10,000. So let's do 01. Max credits on the other games on the System 4 through 7s, you could change that to 0, and that would be free play. You can't do that on System 3, or else it won't allow you to do that. The current credits, let's put in an arbitrary number of 12. And then high score, the high score to date we could set as something else. Let's set it again as an arbitrary number. So this is the 10,000 spot. Let's make it 27. So that should be... I'm going to guess that might be 270. Let's also change the hundreds. Let's just get crazy with it. And change it to hundreds, and we'll go 43. And we'll high score 1. Is that actually going to change the 1 digits? Let's make that a 4. That's a 6. We'll make it a 6. Let's do 06. Alright, so then file. You can hit save, or let's hit exit. It'll ask you to save it. We'll save it. And then we'll say yes. Okay? And so then we're back to here. Let's plug our system back in. Make sure it's all connected. There, we got lights. We're all connected. We've got everything there. We'll highlight everything. Everything, thank you. We'll copy to, and then we'll do the mass storage again. Nothing's there because when it gets written and turned off, it moves over. Alright, it's blinking. Programming. I'm excited about this. I didn't think this was actually necessarily going to work, and I've never hooked up like a thumb drive or anything to my phone. So I didn't know even what to look for. Alright. It'll programmed. Again, it should bring us to the audits to start off. There's the audits, and we've back down to 10. We'll turn it off to program. Okay, we've got 12 credits. That's what we wanted. Our high score is 27,436. I mean, yeah, we can totally do this by doing it, and it should be on 3 balls. Not exactly sure how that's going to tell us. That's number 18. 18 is the highest score. It's there. Game options is number 6, so we'll let it scroll. Alright, number 1 is that. The second replay we didn't change, so the second replay is 140. That's correct, actually, according to the scorecard. And then 200,000, that's sort of right. There's no fourth replay. I could be hitting the button here to advance. Max credits is 20, which that's a default setting. We didn't change that. Game options, 0. And I think game options is going to be this chart here, and that is the max credit extra balls. And with 0, we get matches on, credit awards at replay points, and then we could like change it to like the replay equals extra ball, but we would have to change that setting. So that's, I mean, default technically. Number 7 is the liberal, moderate, conservative setting, whatever that one is. High score credits will give you 3. Wow. And then coin slot multipliers are all there. So yeah, so we could change it, and if I wanted to, I could change it to 5 balls, and I can change it to the special awards points, which it does 10 times special. So this will work, guys. Take a look at it. There might be a text editor that you might need to get, or there might need to be a couple of different files, but learn on it, and you can definitely, it looks like you definitely change it on the fly, on location. So give it a shot. Great product, guys. Thanks. Bye.